Hello again everybody and welcome to a brand new deck profile for the channel. Fun little fact, Monarchs was the first deck I ever played when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was basically only playing the structure deck because I basically didn't have a collection at this point back in 2016, and I done away with the deck because I was never able to play the deck optimally, and here I am now. Now this deck profile is more or less semi-identical to the second place Remote Duel Invitational deck profile that Lithium used, with a few differences in the side deck and a card difference in the main deck, which I've chosen over other things. Now, don't get it twisted, despite Lithium's comings in the Remote Duel Challenge, Monarchs do still suffer incredibly with their former flaws of bricking. This is a deck that will reward you very handsomely if you open the right hand, but a lot of the time it just doesn't happen, and you're left giving games to your opponents. Yeah, like you'll choose to go first, you'll open double Erebus, a Stormforth, a Vanity's Fiend, and an Ether, and you'll just be sitting there like, oh, what do I do? So yeah, that's it can happen, but let's take you through the deck profile and I'll try and explain these cards as best I can to you in a little bit more elaboration for anyone looking to get into Monarchs. Well, 3 Erebus, I believe this is a staple. It can return itself back from the graveyard to the hand if you pitch a Monarch spell or trap. On summon, on tribute summon specifically, this card can dump 2 Monarch spell or trap cards from your deck to the graveyard to shuffle a card from your field, from your opponent's field, graveyard, or randomly from their hand back into the deck, non-targeting. This is a key piece of removal to get over your opponent's problematic monsters like Dragoon, anything that has targeting protection, things like that. If it has any form of protection other than absolute protection like Ultimate Falcon, Erebus will probably be able to get over it. Not to mention that boosted by Domain he goes up to 3600, which can run over any errant Ultimate Falcons that you may come across. Then you've got Triple Ether, arguably one of the best interruptions in the deck. It can tribute summon itself from the hand during your opponent's main phase by banishing a Monarch spell or trap in your graveyard, which is really cool. It can also send 2 Monarch spell or traps upon its tribute summoned from your deck to the graveyard to bring out another monster with 2400 attack and 1000 defense, or 2800 attack and 1000 defense from your deck and special summon it to your side of the field. Again, a very good card. In combinations with the quick play effect of Monarch Stormforth, you will find yourself being able to tribute your opponent's monsters during their turn to give them a real headache. Now for your, as Lithium put it, your very ignorant cards. You've got Triple Vanity's Fiends. This prevents both players from special summoning or while it's face up on the field. 2400 attack, 1200 defense, so it's not really a consistent card to have in the deck. This card you just draw into, there's no real way of searching it, which is a bit unfortunate. But we have got the One Majesty's Fiend, which carries Monarch stats, meaning you can search it and reveal it for tenacity, search it off of a return of the Monarchs and such. The same applies for Celiglare, the Luminous Lunar Dragon. I'm playing this over Karaz. I might replace it for Karaz if I can get hold of one at any point in the near future. What this card basically does, carries the same stats as a Monarch monster, 2400 attack, 1000 defense, and it has a quick effect that lets you bounce it from your field back to the hand to take control of one of your opponent's monsters that has attack less than it. Double Super Quantum Red Layer. This is a special summon fodder that you can just special summon from your hand. You can also tribute summon this and make your domain live if you've got nothing else, and it can also be used as a sort of beat stick to go over opponents' monsters that might be unaffected by extra deck monsters and stuff like that. So it's a nice card to have. Again, replicating Lithium's ratios at the best of my ability. We've got Triple Idea, the Heavenly Squire. This can special summon a monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense from your deck on summon. And if it's sent to the graveyard, from field to graveyard, you can recycle and add back to your hand one of your banished Monarch spell or trap cards, which is awesome. Okay, we now have 3 copies of Eidos. Upon normal or special summon, it activates an effect to grant you an additional tribute summon during the same turn. It can also banish itself from the graveyard to target a monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense in your graveyard and special summon it. You can run the other vassals, such as I would highly recommend experimenting with Mithra and Berlineth, the Thunder and Firestorm vassals, because they can work very well in combination with Mega Monarchs like Zaborg and Thestalos respectively. Triple Pantheism came back to 3 on the last ban list. It's not once per turn draw effect. You pitch a Monarch spell or trap to draw 2. You can banish it from the graveyard during the same turn to reveal 3 Monarch spell or traps from your deck to your opponent and have them add one of them to your hand, and you can choose duplicates with this effect. Its discard to draw effect is not once per turn, but the banish effect is a hard once per turn effect that you can only do once a turn. Just bear that in mind. The Triple Tenacity. This can search any Monarch spell or trap as long as you have a Monarch stat monster in your hand, 1000 defense exactly, and 2400 and 2800 attack respectively. We've got Triple Domain. This is getting reprinted in Maximum Gold as a gold letter raring card, which is quite cool. On the field, if you control a tribute summon monster and have no monsters in extra deck, you basically stop your opponent from being able to summon from the extra deck. You can reveal a monster in your hand with 2800 attack and 1000 defense and reduce its levels by 2 until the end phase. And if said one of those monsters battles, you can have it gain 800 attack until the end of the during damage calculation only. Okay, so it gets a little honesty sort of boost there, which is nice. Triple Stormforth. It's a quick play spell that if you attribute summon a monster, you can use one of your opponent's monsters this turn. Really nice. Triple Return of the Monarchs. This can search your Monarch stat monsters if you successfully tribute summon. One March offers protection for your cards like Vanity's Fiend that might be able to have been removed via other means. Also stops them from getting impermed, which is awesome. One Foolish Burial to pitch your cards like Eidos and Erebus. 1/1 Upstart Goblin for make 39 cards. 2 copies of the Prime Monarch. I'll just go into the side deck quickly for you guys. Just some ideas that are a bit different. We've got a selection of Monarchs replacement cards. We've got an additional copy of March, a copy of Thestalos, a copy of Frostblast, a copy of Escalation, and a copy of the Monarchs Erupt, all of which have their applications in certain matchups. It's up to you which you choose. We've got 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More in case you're forced to go second, along with the Nibiru's, the Red Reboot, and the Twin Twisters in case the back row stops your plays. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been the Monarch deck profile by Big-Al-YGO. I'll have an opening of Maximum Gold, hopefully up on the channel when the packs arrive. Hopefully, I am thinking on Friday. Hope you all have a good time, and I'll see you in the next video.